James, how badly has Taiwan been affected by this quake?
Well, as you mentioned in that introduction, this is now the most powerful earthquake to strike Taiwan in 25 years. The majority of those casualties and injuries you mentioned, we're seeing in that eastern city of Hualien. And that's also where we're seeing the most shocking kind of social media images coming out from this earthquake. Some landslides reducing rock faces to dust and rubble. Also some buildings angles almost at 45 degrees to the ground. And that's where we also believe some of the people are still trapped in those buildings. Now, one of the other things that people, of course, be looking at is the impact on the semiconductor industry in Taiwan, which produces some 90% of the world's most advanced semiconductors. That biggest company, the most important company, TSMC, so far says that operations at their factories have been largely unhindered. There was a brief period of evacuation, but operations so far seem to be proceeding without too much interference from this earthquake. But just the other thing that people will be concerned about in the coming hours is that we've had a really significant number of aftershocks since this main earthquake struck at about 8 a.m. In the 4 hours after the earthquake, we had about 58 aftershocks, 2 of which were above a magnitude 6. So concerns in the coming hours about the impact of those aftershocks.
What about other countries in the region, James? Tsunami warnings were issued for a wide area.
Absolutely. The main area of Japan that was potentially looked like it could be impacted by this earthquake were these southwestern islands, Okinawa Prefecture. Some of the islands in that prefecture are actually very, very close to the Taiwanese mainland. This is islands like Yonaguni, Ishigaki, where tsunami warnings were issued, and some tsunami waves actually reached those islands within an hour, actually, of this earthquake taking place. Those warnings have since been lifted. It seems that the impact on the Japanese parts of Okinawa Prefecture and also the Philippines have been largely unaffected. Flights have resumed to Okinawa. But again, Japanese authorities particularly are warning, given that we have seen this large number of aftershocks, that people in these islands should remain cautious because aftershocks